So we're generally unprepared for our episode recordings. We made a pact where we'd at least be prepared for our own stories. That hasn't happened at all this week. So anyway, Mike's going to talk about something in today's not so critical update.
Yeah, this has been a rough week, but so this is an interesting story to me because it's kind of something that you want to have happen, but also not something that you want to have happen. Basically, what it's saying is in the Google Maps links for these restaurants, Google would copy the menus and offer Uber Eats, DoorDash, some kind of service to get the food delivered to your house instead of directing you to go to the restaurant or to go to the restaurant's webpage. And so this is categorized by Ars Technica, and the headline is that they're hijacking millions of customers and orders from the restaurants, according to this lawsuit. And I feel kind of torn by this because the restaurant is still selling the food. DoorDash is allowed. Google's making that connection.
It means that they've integrated with DoorDash and Uber Eats because you have to be enrolled as a restaurant.
Yeah.
Not any restaurant, you have to be accepted into them. And they're using Google, I think, is also a final point to your opinion there, is that they are on Google.
Yeah, so in this suit, this Florida restaurant is saying that the Google is stealing these customers, that it's a bait and switch tactic to get customers to place takeout orders instead of coming into the restaurant.
Wouldn't that be cheaper for the restaurant too?
It means that's
no. Well, instead of coming into the restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was that the orders are going to via a delivery service rather than coming straight to the restaurant to be delivered from however they want to do it. Like a lot of places around where I live, they have their own drivers. But if
you would end up not using the restaurant's delivery drivers. You would end up using DoorDash's delivery drivers or Uber Eats delivery drivers. But you're still buying the food from the restaurant.
Right, but I'm not paying a 30% cut to whoever's doing the delivery.
You're paying it to the delivery service that you use.
No, I'm saying if I call my local curry house and I say, send me around a chicken dansak and a special fried rice, they'll get that money minus whatever they pay the delivery driver themselves. But it won't be 30% that they were paid to Uber Eats or whatever.
Yeah, does the restaurant pay that to Uber Eats? I assume that was,
I don't know. Is it really
into the price that
it's a lot.
Don't use Uber Eats.
It's quite a lot. I don't know how much. Live
ordering through Uber Eats means the restaurant gets less money, is what you're saying?
Yes, in a nutshell. Thank you for making me look wordy.
So I guess I lied about being prepared because I assumed that this was a win-win. You get the food delivered, the restaurants gets to make these orders. What's the problem here?
Yeah, I that's how I understood it, and it is a problem because I think what's happening is that DoorDash or whatever we have, Deliveroo, is kind of getting the money instead of the restaurants or the independent whatever. I don't know. It seems weird. It seems weird that Google would do this. To be honest, it seems like they're circumventing their own search results. Are they getting paid by Uber Eats?
Well,
actually,
I don't know.
Yeah, they're probably getting a pay-per-click. Yeah.
So one issue they point out in the article is that Google appears to be doing this for restaurants even that haven't completed the setup to do this. So they're adding restaurants without their consent. I don't know if that was the case with this specific restaurant that's bringing the suit. But they're setting up their own pages. And this feels like a good idea. Google is setting up their own order pages. You don't go to the restaurant's page. You don't call the restaurant. You place your order directly on Google Maps. It gets delivered by a delivery service. As a customer, that feels like it could be a good thing.
But the restaurant feels like they're getting a cut taken out.
Yeah, isn't this like this is what happens with globalization? This is what like at a smaller scale. Like you're selling a commodity of this food, you lose control over how it's
Yeah.
sold. People
Yeah,
are
this
not
is the
coming to sit
Amazon
in your
problem.
restaurant. Feels exactly like Amazon,
Mhm.
15 to 30% to Uber Eats, apparently.
paid by the
Yeah.
restaurant.
To Uber Eats, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
So
is
that's-
going to be interesting.
Which is a lot, especially if the delivery is a fixed cost. You know, it's not going to cost more to deliver 3 boxes of chicken curry than it would 1 box. So, and the delivery guy that you hire yourself is going to be much cheaper. You pay him 20 quid an hour. That's you only have to do 1 order is 60 quid to cover the whole hour. So 15 to 30% is a lot. Yeah, it's kind of scummy. I bet you anything that Google do get paid per click or something, some kind of promotional
yeah, and I guess in this
consideration.
case, you were probably going to do business with that restaurant already anyway.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So you Google local chicken or local curry house, and you get a bunch of links to great new places nearby, and click order, because Google has that handy dandy side menu thing, or Google Maps does, where you can go directly to the order, or reservations as well. And you don't, the money doesn't go through the company. Reservations is another thing, actually. I've done a few reservations lately, and I go directly to some third-party service. One place, I tried to reserve tickets for somewhere, and it wouldn't let me because it was 6 o'clock, and the event was starting at 8:30. So I called them anyway, just to say, hey, have you got anything left? And they were like, oh yeah, the reservation service doesn't let us reserve past a certain time. We've got loads of tickets, no problem. We'll just keep it for you at the door. And actually, if you pay cash, then we don't have to pay the 5% thingy to the whatever online booking. So yeah, I don't know. It all seems a bit of a scam.
Interesting.
I guess in a way, it would almost be like if somebody had a separate YouTube channel that was NSCU clips, and they just pulled the best highlights. So you maybe find like 30 seconds out of a week's worth of videos to play to their subscribers.
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of subscribers that we didn't get, even though it was our content.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea for a second channel, you guys.
They could probably monetize it as well.
Find an actually interesting show.
So like a 30 second highlight of what we've talked about.
This is
what we've talked about. Okay.
Yeah, this is getting dangerously close to PrivSec News on Twitter, which is not at all a promotional vehicle for the podcast. It's actually a very valuable service to anybody interested in privacy and security news at PrivSec News on Twitter.